just bring us into your world. How did you find the online space? You've been in the space a long time. Tell us a little bit about like your journey, man.
Yeah, it's kind of been an interesting one. There's been some ups and downs, of course, like all journeys, but mine's kind of different. You may not have heard something like this before, but it's been about like since 2009, since 2010, that was kind of introduced to affiliate marketing, internet marketing, how to make money online, that sort of concept. And looking into the warrior form really like drew me into that, and looking into how I can market services online. And I got involved with that community, which was kind of interesting back in that day. And so anyway, I learned some methods, and I started making some money. But I didn't. It took me a few years to actually start doing something interesting and making something more significant, which to me was like really exciting. Looking back on it, like I probably shouldn't have quit my job and moved because of it, but but I got super excited, and I followed different people online, and read their blogs about living the laptop lifestyle. So one of the guys I was really into, he moved to Puerto Vallarta, and he blogged about that, and so I thought that was pretty cool. So once I really started feeling comfortable about my success online, and doing SEO at the time. I was doing sniper sites, what we called them, building affiliate sites around products and ranking them. And so, yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
got
used
that
to do that
going.
too.
Yeah, you're familiar with that?
Yeah, well, yeah, back in the day, I created a course on SEO in like 2011. Yeah,
Oh,
all the way
nice,
kind of
nice.
doing that kind of thing. That's
Cool.
hilarious.
So, yeah. So this was 2011. So you probably experienced kind of what I did too back in. Well, I eventually moved. I was like, okay, I got something going. This is great. I can get a little bit more freedom in my life. I'm going to explore Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. I'm going to move to a foreign country, and it was a bit crazy. And I did that in 2012, and that was like February of 2012. Once I kind of started getting settled, this was then March when something big happened that most SEO guys got hit pretty hard by, and myself, I got pretty much wiped out, and
Was that
my
Panda?
sites, my rankings. What's that?
Was that Panda?
Yeah, the big algo change. I think it was Panda. Yeah, major
Yeah,
algo
so
change.
for everybody who's newer, like there's going to be a lot of people here, Paul, who have no clue what we're talking about. Basically, if I could describe it in 20 seconds, Google has an algorithm in which they determine which sites are the best. And so when you go and search on Google, for instance, like how to landscape your yard, they pick out certain characteristics of certain sites and place the best ones towards the top, right? So then there's whole strategies around how to rank and how to do that faster. So Paul had kind of mastered that, and then Panda comes in, and that's just what they called their update to their algorithm. They kind of named it Panda, and I just remember the whole affiliate marketing crowd just freak out, and the whole SEO crowd just freak out. Couldn't understand what was going on, but all their sites suddenly were not on the first page anymore, and a lot of people lost a lot of their income because of that, right?
Exactly. So for us as well, who'd been involved with this never really happened to this extreme. So this was just like shocking. And so yes, this algorithm change occurred, and so all the sites, aka your income streams, right? So think about the money that you're making, you're feeling good, and each month it's kind of more consistent and building, and then boom, one or 2 days, and then you're out. And for me, I had just moved to a foreign country. So, and I was with my girlfriend, who's my wife now. And yeah, we were like, oh, this is interesting. Like, we got to make something happen. And for me, I mean, it was all on my shoulders. And I was like, it was really like gun to the head type of moment. And it's interesting thinking back on it too, though, because I think that brought a lot of positivity. There's a lot of good that came from that, because had I not had such pressure like that, I don't know if it would have forced me to make the changes that I needed to make to scale and grow and rebuild my online business to bigger levels. So, if I was up here in the States again, maybe I would have gone back to a job or something. I don't know. I'd like to think I wouldn't, but who knows? But what happened was it forced me to go into a different area, which at the time was fairly new to me, and that was video marketing. And I had a friend that introduced me to SEO, and then recently he had been wanting me to get into video marketing. He was saying, "Hey, that's really cool. It's a fast way of ranking your stuff, your content." And being on video or shooting videos, that seemed really new to me and different, and maybe a little scary because it was just a whole new learning curve to master YouTube. I just thought was, that's a big deal and something new. Why would I want to do that when I'm doing sites? Well, at that time, after that algo change happened, I had to look to something different, quick. I needed to get my income streams back up. And so then I moved into video marketing. And I started ranking videos around the same keywords that I was using for my sites to make those profitable. I ended up doing review style videos and ranking those on YouTube. And to my surprise, they ranked so much faster than the traditional SEO website building process of optimization and backlinking and things like that to get your web page to rank. And still to this day, I definitely enjoy YouTube videos, and they benefit so much more for ranking power and being quick to rank on Google. And of course you get YouTube as well. You can get Bing and Yahoo that can bring in some more traffic. But yeah, so that changed, that completely changed everything for me. And then I, just started doing that, scaling that, and was able to rank all the existing stuff that I had, which was making money before. And now it's making money with videos. And so I was able to do that. And it's pretty funny because back in the day, thinking of resources that I had, it was just an old laptop. It was like a $300 laptop, and which, is a couple years old at the time, but it just pretty clunky, pretty slow. And I had this Logitech microphone from Target that was like a $17 microphone. And I would do review videos. My wife actually helped me out too with some of the voiceovers. We never had to be on camera or anything, but we're just doing some review videos around affiliate products. And so the interesting thing is, like, even to this day, I've watched some of the old ones, and you can still hear the chicken in the background because this is Mexico. And yeah, they had like a jingle, like a few different delivery services that would have
Oh my
jingles
God.
like throughout
No.
the day with different jingles to sell like propane tanks and bread.
Yes.
And one guy would deliver mattresses in the back of his truck every night. So it was a different
Dude.
experience. Yeah.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, but yeah, just starting out with just a cheap laptop, a cheap microphone, it doesn't take much. And I believe even to this day, with your phone and just an internet connection, maybe a cheap computer, that you could definitely make some progress online. You could
Yeah.
really change your life.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. Some of my closest mentors, people I know that did not just six figures, but seven, eight, nine figures. Man, cheap cheap $100 laptop, $500 laptop, and like just absolutely nothing. Like just a
Mm.
cheap little laptop. In some cases, um, man, wonder if I have. I'll look for it, but uh, I have this photo where I had pillows stacked around my laptop, and I made
Mm.
myself a little recording studio. So I would stack pillows around my MacBook Pro. It's kind of a cheap MacBook Pro. When you talk into it, it sounds real echoey, but I could stack the pillows around it just enough so it would kind of create this enclosed sound thing that sounded like a nicer microphone. But just,
Mm.
I think sometimes people get imposter syndrome and think they need all of this stuff, so that they're sort of legit or whatever. But it's just like,
Yeah. Yeah.
dude, no, whatever you've got, make it work. There is a certain threshold, I think, like that you need something. Like you do need the ability to sort of create a decent video that's not super grainy if you're going to be on camera. But like you said, I mean, you could go to, um, for instance, you could go to this site, a site like, let me share my screen here real quick. Let's see if I can do this. But I show this to people all the time, and I talk about this site called Pexels. But like,
Mm. Yeah.
um, you can just go to clouds and you can grab like videos right here. This is pexels.com. And for those of you who are watching, I'll just stick this in the comments. There's a lot of different sites like this, but these are totally free. And, or this site in particular is totally free to use. And you can just get um, these stock video clips. And you were talking about doing voiceover videos, right? So like being able to just take a stock clip or a stock image and put a voiceover over it and do sort of product reviews or whatever you do. Like I see people doing that right now on TikTok. Like people are doing that as we speak on TikTok right now, and they're doing it for all sorts of products and making money from it. And it's just a simple. They do
Wow.
either some of them don't even do voiceover. They literally grab stock video and just put words up on the screen with noises
Wow.
and build audiences of 300,000 plus. It's crazy. So
Wow.
anyway, I just think it's
Yeah.
yeah.
Opportunity is out there.
Oh, it very much is. So
And
your
when you have the drive,
experience,
it's like when you have that drive, then you can make anything happen, right?
yeah,
It really
totally.
starts from within, I believe.
Really does. I mean, and getting put on the spot like you did. I mean, I think that is just it's a crazy thing, and I think it's just funny that you got chickens in the background. Like the amount of little stuff that people overthink, right,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
is just so crazy. And then you listen back to your just I used to have like stuff in the background going on in my videos because we were in a one bedroom apartment. It's sometimes like the door would open or whatever. So I would intro some of my videos and literally just be like, hey, look, I live in this one bedroom apartment here in Denver. I'm gonna be honest, we've got this kind of smaller living situation. At any point, like my wife could walk in here and yell at me to do the dishes or take the trash out or some random crap. So I'm just giving you the heads up right now. And and people would just laugh and be like, "That's hilarious, man! Like I love you're doing your thing, and I love you're just kind of honest with it." And
Yeah.
we've got affiliates who have gone through our training who make videos on TikTok, and they're just standing in the middle of their like studio apartment, and they're just like it's so real and raw and honest that people are just like,
Yeah. Yeah.
man, I'm trying to like find an excuse to not believe you, but this is too believable. It's too relatable. I don't know. I
Right.
just think people try
Exactly.
to cover that up, and it's just like just show it. It's okay, you know. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, making it relatable makes it more engaging because some people can feel that for themselves, can relate to
Yeah.
you, thinking that they're in the same situation, and yeah, I,
Yep.
it reminds me of this quote. I don't know if I should share it or not, but I had heard one time about Oprah Winfrey, and when she was on one of her weight loss kicks, uh, her viewership actually went down, and when she was more overweight, then she got more fans and more views because that for some people was a lot more relatable, the fact that she was just being herself and not like trying to be skinny. Yeah, but anyway, I
I
thought that
like
was
it.
interesting. Yeah.
It's very interesting.
And yeah, like your apartment, and then that little disclaimer that you said at the beginning, like
Yep.
that's great. So many people would probably be like, oh yeah, he reminds me of myself or my friend or something, and he's a real guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a very
So
good
yeah, for
point.
people out
I
there making TikTok videos or YouTube videos, definitely doing that, and not being afraid of using what you have. Yeah,
Yep.
whatever. It's just a matter of just cranking out that content, producing that content, just getting it going. That's the important part.
That is the important part. And I also think, there's sort of an order that I would go in, which would be like the first thing would just sort of be like, number one, let's just get your content going. Let's get something up. But number two, I feel like is now I need to study and not be I shouldn't be consuming content just for entertainment. Switching over to studying people's strategies, like studying Paul's strategy on SEO, studying Brian's strategy on TikTok, studying, and actually becoming good at the craft and good at the craft of content creation or SEO or whatever you're trying to do, whatever marketing platform you're trying to do, getting really good at the craft of it. um, the first barrier is usually just creating the content and getting over the fact that it's not perfect, getting over the fact that you suck and it's embarrassing and humiliating and oh my god. And then it's just like, okay, it's okay to be embarrassed and humiliated. Like, that's okay for me to feel these feelings, right? And sort of
Yeah.
just you reframe all of that, then take that next step to actually become really skilled at it. Some people sit in this realm
Yeah.
of like,
Right.
I'm
Right.
finally just creating my content, and then I'll get an email or they'll post in the Facebook group or something, 2 months down the road, and it's like nothing's happening. I've been posting. Everybody says just post, and it's like, all right, well, let's take this to the next step. Let's take it to the next level, right? Now you've
Yeah.
been posting. We need to create good posts, engaging posts, posts that really grab people's attention. You got to market, right? Um, and that's kind of the trick of getting to that next stage. But you're so right. That first moment is just like, hey, bear it all. I mean, maybe don't like keep your clothes on, but sort of just reveal all and have some fun with it. I think that's just lost these days in the marketing world.
Yeah, well, definitely. But I think it also has kind of made a comeback with TikTok. I know for myself, I did that. I messed around with that a couple months ago. And I mean, even some of the videos that I have now, I'm like, oh, that there's so many problems with this video, but whatever, it's getting views and it is adding value and some people will like it and who knows? I mean, some of those bad ones go viral. Yeah. Because like it happens like I think anytime you try something new, that's what you're going to experience. You're going to fail. You're going to fail forward, hopefully. Anytime you get hit with something, just try to get yourself back up again and keep at it, knowing that maybe you learned something for next time. If this time didn't work out to your liking, or what you find is great and perfect, then don't worry about it. Perfection. I've heard an interesting saying: perfection makes you broke, basically. Like if you try to overanalyze, you get analysis paralysis, and you just spin your wheels and not do anything. There's no such thing as perfect anyway. So you might as well just acknowledge maybe it's just your own flaw that's saying this has to be a certain way that's preventing you to just publish it and to get it out there. But anytime you do something new, like no matter what, it happens to me all the time. Like even though my video marketing, my YouTube videos and review videos now, they're different. They're better now that I've been doing them for 10 years. But if I do something new like TikTok, it's like it's funny. I laugh at it. It's like, okay, I know I'm gonna get better now because I see this video and I see little things and I know then that there's gonna be changes that I make for the next time I do it.
Totally,
Yeah.
totally.
Yeah. So just
Yeah.
believe in yourself and believe that you'll improve. And hopefully I'll improve too when I when I do that.
What
Yeah.
in your experience, sort of this has been like a real 10-year journey here, dude. Like in your
Yeah.
experience, like what are some bigger, larger themes that you've been able to pull out? Also, I mean, you've probably experienced a lot of different training. Like you've probably experienced a lot of different communities and training, and even like I would say sort of ethos. What what's your experience been like, let's say with Legendary now versus like a lot of the stuff that you've experienced? What other stuff have you experienced? Mostly I'm just curious. And then, what's that been like over the years? Like what do you look for in affiliate products? What do you look for in communities? Like what's those 10 years taught you?
Interesting. Yeah, that's a good question. I think like there's 2 points. One of it is like your question about my experiences and like I guess is your question as like a product creator or just finding different ways to make money online. And then the other part is like affiliate product selection, and that's completely different. In which like yeah, there's a lot of discernment, and I have a lot more filters now. Nowadays than I used to back in the day when it'd be like, oh, look at the EPCs, sweet, which stands for earnings per click, and you can find that on networks where it'll say like this product could get you or this averages this EPC. And for those that are not aware of that, that earnings per click, it's kind of exciting because it makes you think like, oh, if I just send 10 clicks and it has a $3 EPC, I can make $30 like that. And I know people on TikTok and I can get views, 10 views or whatever. Well, it doesn't really work like that. And you can actually get better earnings per click or lower earnings per click depending on the quality of traffic that you send. So it's all about quality of traffic. And with Legendary and that as as a course and as a program and as a community, I've been very impressed the whole way through. So the community in itself has been interesting, like not just inside the Facebook group, but outside. You know, the marketers, they're cool people. Like I learn stuff from them all the time, and I get value out of different content. And I can't speak for everybody, but there's been many. Like I don't really know of one that's like really annoying or spammy or anything like that. I think that really says a lot to your guys' training and how you set people up for success, because you set them up to add value and to have content that's congruent to your services, and then also to have like quality traffic that's coming over there that's already framed and educated about what's going on. So yeah, I've definitely learned a lot from the community and the people promoting Legendary, just from their free stuff. And so as far as a product, then yeah, Legendary, when I went through the 15-day challenge, just in a couple days, I was really impressed, like extremely impressed with what it is, like what it teaches you. Like there's methods in there. This might sound kind of crazy, but I've gone through other courses, like $1,000 courses. And some of those concepts, those were like the aha moments I got from the $1,000 courses. So yeah, I was super impressed. Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. Sometimes, like even just the amount of time that we spend sort of looking at the content in the challenge or stuff like that, we forget that like, man, it's only $7, and there really are some people out there selling $997 courses, or even like $297 courses that teach basically sort of similar, or you get the same aha
Mm-hmm.
moments
Yeah.
from those courses. And it's just, yeah, it's just crazy. It's very interesting. Well, that's cool. I'm glad that you liked the course, and have had a great experience with our community. I feel like, most people who come on here they'll mention or say something about, the community is so great just because of the collaborative kind of feel to it. I think that's a I
Yeah.
think that's a unique thing that's been cultivated here, that it's harder to cultivate that with. I think this is just a real credit to like the leadership at Legendary, specifically Dave, and his wife Erin and Julie. And I I they like we put a big emphasis on mental health and on just being healthy, holistic people. Like not in a weird
Wow.
way, not in like a oh, we're
Yeah.
holistic and whatever. It's just
Oh, that
like,
sounds
let's be
good.
people. And I think that over time that sort of wins out, as where
Yeah.
you and I have both been in this industry to know. We've been in this industry long enough to know there's guys out there who are young bucks, or and they're all hyped up and they're all excited, and they get people ramped up, and they kind of make false promises, or they kind of
Yeah.
they there's stuff going on behind the scenes that might not be the most honest, or have the highest level of integrity. And those what ends up happening over time is those communities become really toxic, and people start taking
Mhm.
advantage of each other, and it gets real nasty real quick. So I just for people who are new here, I'm obviously a little biased. I've been with Legendary for quite a few years now, or I guess 3 years now. And I'm obviously a little biased, but I can still, even if I wasn't in Legendary, I could tell you, um, there's other communities out there in the online space that are far more misleading and dishonest, and we do everything we can to make this a safe community. Are you going to get people who message you in your DMs trying to sell you stuff? Yes, it's going to happen. It's going to happen all over the internet. There's tons of people, and it's how it goes. But for the most part, it's a real clean, fun, fair, honest community, helpful people. Um, I don't know why I'm ranting about this right now, but
Oh, I think that's very interesting, actually. So you mentioned mental health, and I was curious, what kind of things do you do there for that?
mostly just like we make it an emphasis. There's sort of this expectation of like you're gonna take care of yourself.
Hmm.
So like in other circles, it's sort of the expectation is you're gonna grind until you die, right? And it's
Hmm.
like, and that's set from the owners expectation. The owner's there every day, they're grinding every day, they're working 16
Mm,
hours, and
jeez.
they're burnt out and they hate their life. And that's just not the case.
Yeah.
And when that
Yeah.
sort of gets set at a higher level, it's it's you have this like, I don't feel nervous about working 16-hour days. I feel nervous if I'm doing that. I feel nervous if I'm like, if I'm overworking myself. I feel guilty about that because I know the expectation is like, hey man,
Hmm.
you've got to have a gauge and a pulse on yourself to take time away, to set time away, and to actually like take care of yourself. And if I don't do that and I'm burnt out, that's like part of my job description here. Like part of my job description is like, you take care of yourself. So when you show up to meetings, when you show up
Yeah.
for customers and clients, you're not giving them, short answers, or you're not, treating them like, you're not giving them the time of day. It's that sort of thing.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
It,
That's really interesting to hear. I'm glad to hear it because
yeah,
that
it's
that
much less
is
of
so
a
important.
focus on like, we're going to give you $1,000 stipend for, therapy or massages or whatever. It's more of just like a, hey, um, um, make sure you take care of yourself. Like you're, and it's sort of like this trusting, like, we trust you. We trust that you're smart, that you're intuitive, that you know yourself. Take care of yourself, So
Yeah. Well, yeah, and it's interesting you say that because I think starting out, you're talking about my journey and stuff, and starting out, it's easy to just want more tactics and techniques. You know, like I want to get more traffic to this offer, or I want better conversion rate on my landing page or my funnel, tweak this and tweak that. But what's really interesting is that as you see things happen, as you see big things happen, it's like what's happening with Legendary or other successful entrepreneurs, and what they're talking about and what they're doing, it's really a mental thing, and it's a mental health thing. It's taking care of yourself. There's masterminds where people will talk for hours and hours just on sleep quality, and they'll all like that. They love that. Like that's a huge value. If you can master your sleep, then you can really do well in business. You can do so much better in business if you get that stuff down. Yeah.
man, that's some real stuff there. That's for
Yeah.
sure. And it's not to say that there's not times where, you get 4 hours of sleep because you're grinding and you're getting ready for a big
Right.
launch or whatever. But
Yeah.
knowing yourself, knowing your body, knowing how to take care of it, that's huge. So huge.
Yeah, yeah. And as Matt was saying too, it's how you show up. So for Dave and him, he was what were you saying? David was telling you, or the team was saying that it's important for how you show up then. So that time, that FaceTime, maybe the interviews, or maybe talking to people, selling something,
Yep.
that time is going to be so much better, and it's going to mean a lot more when you show up in your presence and you have the energy for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the difference between customer support giving a one-line response to a support question that doesn't really help anybody, and it's
Mm.
like, hey, we just need to get these tickets answered, versus
Mhm.
a 3 to 4 paragraph response that's detailed, that gives links out to different videos and to different resources, and really actually provides value for somebody. That little extra is all stemming from sort of that mental health space where they log in, and they log into their support back office every day with a full cup. Their cup is overflowing and they're ready to help people. It's
Right.
it's it that overflow comes in sales, it comes in marketing, it comes in content
Yeah.
creation, it comes in
Yeah,
blogging,
exactly.
everything.
I was going to say for the people watching, if you're not thinking that's really necessarily congruent to what you're doing, because you may not have a business like Legendary, it's actually very congruent to your affiliate marketing efforts if you choose affiliate marketing, if you're doing that. When you're handling support tickets or somebody's replying to your emails, then if you do that, like it's amazing what can happen when people can see, oh, you actually care. Wow. That's the difference between like a $7 commission and $1,000 commission.
Yeah, what a
Could
novel
be.
concept.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, because a
actually
lot of
caring
people
about
aren't
people.
doing it. Most people aren't. Most people don't care. They don't. They think about numbers and clout and
Yeah.
yeah, vanity metrics and stuff like that. And and then or then like outsource or have like really poor quality customer service. And it's good to delegate, but when you delegate, you want to make sure that's quality too, like just how you would frame it, just how you would respond to somebody. So it makes a big difference. Yeah, you don't; those numbers don't actually need to be that big for it to have significant changes in your life for you to make significant income. Yeah.
Yeah, totally, totally. Man, wow, this has been very valuable, dude. This has been really
Yeah.
valuable.
Oh, thank you.
Um,
Good.
do you have any? Do you have any? I'll let you have the last word. Do you have any parting sort of advice or thoughts for? Anyway, it could be an affiliate who's already killing it. It could be we've got people here today who like purchased Legendary an hour ago, and they're on here watching. So like there's people who are like, this whole thing is so brand new to me. Um, and they're just signing on to be like, what the heck is this Legendary marketer thing? What is this 15-day challenge thing? And then there's other people here who are more experienced. What do you have any like parting advice or things that what's on your mind today?
Yeah, well, just kind of like what we talked about, the theme of this is has been consistency, showing up, and taking massive imperfect action, but making it mindful too, don't just like throw things around like to in terms of customer support, don't just take that for granted and not handle that, but in terms of your content, getting that content out there and taking action on that and taking imperfect action and results will follow when you do that. It's been proven, and not to be afraid of just of doing something, of pressing record, telling people who you are. I see that on TikTok all the time. It's crazy, man. I'm sure you do too. It's like, these people like they still have a job or they just lost their job or all walks of life, and they're just doing some TikTok videos, and then just all of a sudden they blow up. Yeah. And they're able to live that laptop lifestyle, to live the internet marketing lifestyle from anywhere they want in just a matter of a few months because they're able to be consistent. And it's pretty tough. Like it's not easy because failure sucks, or feeling like you failed. It's really not about failure. It's about feeling like you failed when your video doesn't do a certain thing that you want it to do. But it will, and another video might, and the next video might, and the next video that might be your viral video that changes everything.
Right.
Yeah, it's
It
just a
might
matter
be.
of showing up.
Yeah, there's a good chance actually. I mean, like there's actually a decent chance that it is.
Mm.
I think people are, yeah, especially on
Yeah,
TikTok because
yeah,
TikTok is
yeah.
such it's like it's just it's oh my gosh, I could go on and on, but it could just be like uh it's such a hack. I mean, it's such a
Right.
hack. It's just it's crazy. So well,
Yeah,
thanks,
yeah.
man. Thanks for coming on. This was
You're
awesome,
welcome.
and I'm pumped that I got to meet you. And we're always kind of coming back to recurring guests later on down the road. So if you're around later, a couple months down the road, we'd love to have you back on.
Cool. Sounds good. Great to meet you too, Matt.
Awesome. Have a good day. See ya.